Well, I think it's, first of all, important to recognize that we have a problem with the three poisons today that really didn't exist in the time of the Buddha. In particular, I would say that we have institutionalized them. Today we not only have much more sophisticated scientific technologies, for example, but we have much more sophisticated institutions that, in effect, take on a life of their own. And that's where the problem occurs. What do I mean by this? Well, for example, I think if greed means that we never have enough, that we always want more, I think we need to recognize today we've institutionalized greed as our economic system, right? Consumers never consume enough. Not only that, but corporations never are profitable enough, their market share is never big enough, their share value is never high enough, and collectively with the government, right, our GNP or GDP is never big enough. So if greed means you don't have enough, I think today we're in a system where the economics has to grow. If it doesn't, then it tends to collapse, as we've noticed. The notion that the system has taken on a life of its own, I think we really need to understand what that means. For example, suppose that the CEO of a large fossil fuel company, supposing he or she, and I'll say he because it usually is a he, supposing he wakes up one morning and realizes that oil consumption is actually a huge threat to the biosphere and we need to do everything we can to reduce carbon emissions and so forth. His own motivations may be very good, but if the actions that he wants to take as a result of that threaten corporate profits, what's going to happen to him? I mean, we know what's going to happen to him. He's very likely to lose his job. And if that's true for the CEO of Shell, think of how much more true it must be for everyone else down the corporate ladder, how much less freedom they have. So what this really means is we're not simply talking about the individual motivations of the people involved. It has to do with the whole way the system is structured.